Welcome back to PharmCon tutorial. Today's lecture is about cough management tricks. Before discussing the treatment of cough, first let us say what is cough. Cough is basically a protective reflex which is manifested as a short explosive expulsion of air which is intended to remove the irritants and accumulated secretions from the respiratory passages. Cough is regulated by a center in medulla. Now there are two types of cough. One is non-productive, which is also called as dry cough, and the other is the productive cough. The dry cough need to be suppressed because it's not protective, it's just irritating the patient. The dry cough may be due to intake of some drugs such as ACE inhibitors like that, and the protective cough is due to throat infections and it should not be suppressed. Why this productive cough should not be suppressed is that the cough allows the sputums that is produced in the airways to be coughed out and spit it out, otherwise it will cause infections. This non-productive cough is suppressed by giving centrally acting drugs like antitussives, and the productive cough is suppressed by giving locally acting drugs like pharyngeal demulcents, expectorants and mucolytics. Now let's see about the drugs used for non-productive cough. The category of drugs used is, as discussed earlier, it is antitussives. So these antitussives, they will inhibit the cough reflex by suppressing the cough center in the medulla, and they help in the symptomatic relief of dry cough. These antitussives should not be given in children less than 1 year. The types of antitussives used in non-productive coughs include codeine, folcodeine, noscapine, dextromethorphan and antihistamines. First let's see about the codeine. This codeine, they are centrally acting cough suppressant, and they produce drowsiness, constipation, and they have less addiction liability than that of the morphine and has mild analgesia. They should not be given in asthmatic patients because they may trigger asthma attack. Then about the folcodeine, it is longer acting than the codeine and it has no analgesia or addiction activity. This noscapine is potent and is opium alkaloid, so it should not be given in asthmatic patients since they cause bronchospasm. And it has no analgesia, addiction or CNS depressant effects are also not seen. Next drug is the dextromethorphan, which is centrally acting and it can cause sedation or hallucinations, and it does not have addiction or constipation. And about the antihistamines, this antihistamines cause sedation, they are anti-allergic and anti-muscarinic. Now let's see the drugs for productive cough. The first one is the pharyngeal demulcent, and they are given in the form of syrups, lozenges and linctuses. What they do is they increase the salivation and produce soothing effect. This syrup is the concentrated solution of sugar containing the drug, and lozenges are solid dosage forms which is sucked and slowly liberates the active ingredient. And about the linctus, it is the viscous liquid dosage form which is sipped slowly to allow it to soothe the throat. The second category of drugs coming under this is the expectorants. They are mucokinetics, that is, they let the mucus flow, they decrease the viscosity of mucus and the cough becomes less tiring. Finally, we have mucolytics, that is, the drugs here are bromohexine, acetylcysteine and carbocysteine. Bromohexine is a semi-synthetic drug. It's both mucolytic and kinetic. It liberates lysosomal enzymes which digest or depolymerizes the mucopolysaccharides and decreases viscosity of sputum. It can cause lacrimation and rhinorrhea. This acetylcysteine and carbocysteine are used as aerosols and they decrease the sputum viscosity as well. And their main side effects are this peptic ulcer and bronchospasm.